Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is my pool of biochar and compost and other amendments. I got fertilizers in here. I got azomite in here. I have dolomite lime in here. I have all kind of amenities uh, for soil conditioning. Uh, Again, compost. But the star of the show is definitely the biochar. If you can see this, I'm getting it inoculated. Uh, so this biochar getting inoculated in here. There's a lot of it. Also put alfalfa pellets in there. I put molasses in there for the microbes. I put a variety of things in there with crushed oyster shells, diatomaceous earth, just a lot of things that's going to help inoculate the biochar. There's small pieces of biochar, there's large pieces of biochar, there's granular versions of biochar, but it's all in there and it's all crushed up. This is for next season. I don't want to use it this season. I want to use it next season to when I up pot my fig trees. Once I up pot the fig trees next season in 25-gallon pots, they're in 5-gallon pots now, and I've seen some channels uh, have figs in 5-gallon pots that were just 7 feet tall and in a 5-gallon pot. I thought that they would get root bound within that first year, but obviously not. If they're still growing and they've been in that 5-gallon pot for 2-3 years, then I guess it works. But for me, I want to amend this living soil that I have, and I want to up pot all of these fig trees into 25-gallon pots with living soil, biochar being one of the key catalysts. That's what I want to do. This is my pomegranate. I was dropping some pomegranate. I got one big one, as you can see right there. And then I have little buds coming. So I think next season this pomegranate will do excellent. I'm gonna give it very little nutrients once I up pot this as well next year. I'm gonna probably give it just some worm castings and maybe some 511 fish emulsion fertilizer, and that's probably about it. I did probably stunt the growth and the development by just feeding it like it was a hungry plant, but I see the Parfianca pomegranate does not like to be heavily fed. It's I guess it just likes regular dirt, regular soil, and it'll grow. I seen wild pomegranates growing here in the city of Barstow, which they only survive off of rainwater. No one's watering them, but they still bear fruit, and they're bearing fruit now. So I guess they don't like to be spoiled. They like to just, once they get established, pretty much be left alone. You could water them every now and then, deep water. But I've seen some that only relies on the rain, and they're fruiting right now. This pomegranate or this fig tree right here was a cutting from since January, and most of his figs have fallen, as well as some leaves have fallen on this one, but it's still producing. So I'm gonna keep going and just see what it does. This is another one. It's been kind of falling, the fruit. I'm gonna take you in there. If you can see some of the fruit on there, looks like it's rotting or changing colors. Not for the good, because you have some green in here that are big and it looks like they'll stay in. And same with this one. Looks like they're changing colors again, not for the good. Maybe for the good. They started off green and now they're turning yellow. Maybe that's the variety that it's supposed to, but it doesn't look healthy to me. But I'm gonna keep an eye on it. This one right here is doing spectacular. It has bigger figs in there that's starting to swell up, and they look amazing. They also have small suckers coming out of the ground, which bearing figs on there as well. So that looks amazing. But all throughout the tree, it's pretty much productive with figs growing on there. I tried one fig on here earlier this month, I believe, or maybe last month, and it was what it was. So I'm gonna keep trying to see what it is. This right here is actually the star of the show. This is the only variety I know which it is, and this is a Col de Dame Blanc that I got from my good friend Figgy Ed. It's a Col de Dame Blanc. It's the one, if you watch his channel, he sent it out here to California because California got some of the strictest guidelines and rules as far as shipping live plants. I guess for contamination purposes or invasive pests, I guess. They don't want to transport soil unless you're a nursery. So he had a bare root, the fig, which is this one right here, the Col de Dame Blanc. This is the only variety I know what it is. He sent me all of these fig trees, by the way, and I have a list of their names on an email that he gave me. So, but I just don't know which is which. That's my fault. It won't happen again. But this is a Col de Dame Blanc. It does have figs growing on there. It was kind of late putting the figs on. It was late bringing the figs on, but they're here, and it's growing pretty massive from just a cutting. It's growing very fast. This one right here, these figs started off as purple. Now they're turning green, and some have definitely fallen off, but it's a lot still remaining on there. I don't know his variety as well. I also bought 2 Black Madeira fig cuttings. I don't think they're doing much. Maybe they are, maybe they not. They look dead to me, but we'll see, because this one here did the same thing. It looked dead. Every one of the plants were sprouted out and growing except for this one right here. It was dead at the shoot. You see that little shoot right there? It was dead, and all of a sudden it started growing. So we're happy about that. And I believe that's all of them. I'm in the high desert Barstow area, the zone 8B. So this is August the 24th. Average temperatures right now in the month of August is from 105 to maybe 100. It's not going in the 90s in August. It's staying in 100. I think the same would be next month in September. We'll average around 100 degrees plus in September. It doesn't start cooling off to the end of October. So these varieties should fruit. The ones that are showing figs should fruit. These for sure, because I already kind of picked one. The only reason that it was bad is because the fig was actually touching the soil. So every time I water it, it just got spoiled on this particular tree right here. But as you can see, the fruits at the bottom are blowing up. They are getting bigger. They are swelling up. I don't know if you can see through there, but they are swelling up. And then this one right here, the one that was late to the party, is also now showing signs of figs. So I should be able, it's not gonna get cold anytime soon. So these figs should develop in the heat. They say 90 days for once you see it pea size. It takes about roughly 90 days for them to ripen fully. And you test that by just touching the neck. If the neck is soft, then you're good to go. Again, this is a Col de Dame, which I like, number one, because Figgy Egg, well, he gave me all of them, but I mean, the way that this one went, I think in March, I believe he sent it bare rooted, and look at it now. It's grown tremendously, even though it did have a slow start. It boosted up very fast, very quickly, and it does have fruit on it. As you can see, it does have fruit throughout the plant. Just want to see if we can get to them. It's a lot of leaves and it's getting dark out here. But this is my collection, fig collection, plus a Parfianca pomegranate and an aloe vera, which I use on my skin. My family use it as well on their skin. It's a nice plant to have. Again, next season, when these fig trees and pomegranates go dormant, I am gonna purchase some Pro Mix 5 with the mycorrhiza and maybe some wood pine bark and some compost. Mix it all together with a proper fertilizer, NPK about 444 or something, or 473 or whatever it is. I'm just gonna add some fertilizer to this next season with some potting soil, and then I'm gonna up pot everything you see here in 25-gallon pots. And next year, 2027, is gonna be my year of growth, because that's the year. These were all sticks and propagated from cuttings this year, but next year is a year that I'm gonna use to really put on fruit. I had this Parfianca pomegranate for about 2 years now, and it bore fruit. I only was able to get one, but I dramatically slowed it down by over fertilizing it, and the leaves were burnt, but they eventually came back. I guess once the fertilizer was weakened or really flushed out, it came back. So next season, when I up pot it to a 25-gallon pot, I'm just gonna be very light on the fertilizer, no blood meal or anything like that. But I will give it some worm casting, which the NPK on worm casting is like 0.10102. So it's very low in NPK, but it does have a lot of micronutrients that help the plant. And this aloe vera, that's also going to be, but probably not up potted. I think I could keep the aloe vera there for a little while longer. But all of the fig trees that you see here that were cuttings this year will be up potted to 25-gallon pots. And the soil is going to be a living super soil, living organic super soil type, with the main component would be the biochar. And hopefully with that, it'll grow pretty big next season, pretty vigorous with lots of fruit. Because just right now in these 5-gallon buckets, not bad for cuttings. I had them started off in a 1 gallon, and then when I thought that they were big enough, transplant them in a 5 gallons and 3-gallon pots, mostly 5 and 3 gallon pots. And now I think next season they'll be ready for a 25-gallon pot with loaded soil. I'm talking about loaded with all kind of amenities that would just have it thriving. They did pretty good this season. This season is not over. They did pretty well, but next season is a year, because this is actually the first year from them being propagated from cuttings. So next season, 2027, as soon as they wake up from dormancy in spring, they will automatically be sitting in living soil. I'm gonna water them lightly, probably once a week, maybe not even that much while they're dormant. But by the time spring comes and they awaken, they're gonna be ready to feed, because this takes a while for the organic material to break down. And it does have microorganisms, bacteria, and fungus in this biochar, or this compost. So things are breaking it down as we speak. Even the flies and the larvae are breaking it down as we speak. Same would be true for next season. By the time next season come, all of that stuff would be readily available. Already broke down. The bone meal in there be broke down. The azomite in there be broke down and ready for these plants to consume. One thing about the living organic route, it does take time for it to be available to the plant. That's why I like planning ahead. So I'm breaking down the compost now and the amendments now, so that by the time they wake up from dormancy, they'll be just in a rich soil environment, ready to thrive. I don't have to give them fertilizer, because they're already going to be sitting in it. And as soon as the roots suck up the nutrients and the sun photosynthesizes it, they'll be eating, feeding. I'll still be giving them liquid feeds like compost tea, worm casting tea, with molasses as a catalyst, so that they'll be fed immediately. And in the future, as these things break down or become available by the microorganisms breaking them down. So that's where I'm at right now. Please like and subscribe. This is a journey that I want to take you guys on. Everybody has figs, but I keep hearing even Ross Ratty and Ross the Fig Boss, or other content creators, talk about California and Texas, how we have long summers and hot summers where we could grow the best varieties. So that's what I want to document. I want to document the good varieties like Black Madeira, Colonel's Littman's Cross, Col de Dame Blanc, Italian 258, Bordesau Greece, Bordesau Ramada, just Col de Dame Rojo, just all the good varieties of figs that takes a long time to develop late in the season. And I just want to highlight those kind of figs. And then as they weigh those figs out and taste them, I want to give you guys the same experience, but from California, because everybody swears on a stack of Bibles that California is the best place to grow these type of figs with the long, hot summers. And I'm in a high desert, so that's very close to the Mediterranean environment. These figs should be good. I don't have a greenhouse. I don't need a greenhouse because I'm in the desert. So as soon as summer hits or spring hits, it's all the way in the hundreds, in the 90s, well before summer. So we have about, I want to say, 6 to 7 good months of just heat. Half the year is heat. It starts when winter is over and spring comes, and it lasts all the way to late fall. You know, even in the fall time, it's still going to be relatively warm. So, yeah, I'm going to keep you guys updated with these videos. Take this journey with me, take this walk with me as I explore, you know, different varieties of figs, and I'll let you guys know what they are. Thank you.